Live. Welcome, guys. This is the Delinquent Trio stream. Today I'll be playing Karazhan on Hearthstone, and at the same time I will be discussing with some friends locally the latest ban list for YuGiOh. Would you guys like to introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm first. Then why not? My name's James. I'm a local player from Cardiff.
I'm Jordan. I'm also a local player from Cardiff.
Brilliant. So on the screen, as the viewers will be able to see, there is a update on the ban list in visual form. Shit, the pinned message doesn't pop up. Don't worry if you fuck up, guys, because it's live. Fuck ups are gonna happen. I've lost my ban list.
Do it live. Fuck it, do it live.
Where's my ban list gone? Oh god, hectic things are happening already. Shit. Do you know, I may just have to post this in chat. Where's it gone?
Just imagine the utopian ban list and think the exact opposite, because that's what it is.
Okay, right. Well, anyway, so first we have Performapal Monkey Board. And, yeah, what do you guys think about that? Was it expected? Was it not?
Yeah, it was expected.
Yeah,
to be
rightfully
honest,
banned as well.
It's pretty broken. Like, it really did deserve its hit. It's a pretty nuts card. To give an example, at locals, I, for example, I was up against a mermail player in my last round, and during that match, I somehow managed to win that, despite the fact of being nearly OTK'd by Mermails, Mermail Atlantean. I had no cards in hand, no cards on the board, completely should have lost that game. Top deck monkey board, remove everything and just smash my opponent. Yeah,
I mean, that's the biggest problem with one-card scales.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be in the game.
Like,
Nah, Joker's fine. Joker's different because it's a normal monster. Whereas Monkey Ball can just slap down and go off.
well, see, the argument people have is they compare it to Cleaver. Now, in my own kind of little way, I would have thought Monkey Board could have survived, on the pure reason that Monkey Board can only be used once. Twice at most if you were to make, what's it called, Ignister during the same turn, and put Monkey Board back in your deck, and then search it out during the same end phase using Magispector, Paladin, whatever it's called. So I think
the problem with it is, it's just so searchable.
Maybe, but as I said, at one, I just kind of thought maybe it would exist for a little bit longer.
Is equipped for menagerie management.
However,
it's a case of, I'm fine with it gone. It doesn't really matter either way, but if it's gone, it's gone. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Well, it was hitting the OCG, so I expected it to happen. I'm not salty about it at all. It's fine, honestly.
Alright.
So next on the list we have, what's that, Kaiser Coliseum. What's going on there, boys?
Your guess is literally this one.
Reprogramming the
I can't see what Konami was thinking. We had a couple theories dashing around, one being the ruling in between Monarch Storm 4th and this card, where the question of Konami hadn't provided any guidance on how a tribute summon monster would be summoned if this was on board with Monarch Storm 4th.
I see.
It's such an old card text, it's only had the one print. That's the prevailing theory. Didn't you have another one?
2005 Dark Revolutions Volume 1. It was printed, it was actually printed twice, but the first print was an American only print. And that was in MFC Magician's Force, I believe.
Either Magician's Force or Dark Crisis. I thought it was one of the two. But either way, the other theory that some people I heard were talking about was that a card of demise, and that this may seem some playing demise next, but we haven't really seen that. So it's kind of a case of, where did this come from? What are your reasonings?
I know, right? It's like, this ban list in general just seems really, really clunky.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Like, no, there's nothing wrong with it, but it just seems clunky in general. Why am I playing Control Warrior? Like, I can't hit these minions. What the fuck? Okay.
Bad Hearthstone player.
No, as in the actual hero for this adventure, the hero has taunt, so playing weapons is completely irrelevant.
Yeah, going back to Kaiser, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it because I can't remember the last time I've seen it played. I mean, Cosmos tried it for a bit when Darkstrife first came out, but that was it. I tell you what, though, a lot of Bujin players are going to be crying themselves to sleep tonight.
Do Fujin players even still exist?
Mate, that's it. That's the theory. Konami saw the rise of the Bujin players again, and they thought, we have to stop this now. We have to hit the Kaiser.
Like, the thing is, Bujin demise wouldn't have even been a thing, like, ever, because...
Can't work. It won't work because you have to keep the crane in hand, and you can't keep the crane in hand with demise.
Exactly. Oh, look at that. Top deck Go Howl for the win. Nice and easy does it.
Nice 7-1. Nice 7-1 weapon there. Not going to complain.
Right? Serves no purpose other than smashing my opponent in the face. So yeah, what have we got next then? Does anyone want to add anything to Kaiser Coliseum?
I don't think it was the floodgate that should have been hit.
No, I completely agree. I honestly think that Anti-Spell was the biggest offender of the format.
Yeah.
That card is disgusting, and that card makes me want to slit my wrists.
Alright, calm down, pension player.
Me. I play a variety of decks this format. Can you, like, not?
No, that's it. It's normally pension players that hate it. They just can't play.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is
Anyway.
supposed to be a game of, like, interactions. This card completely...
This is why we need YuGiOh Friendship Legal, so we can offer handshakes and have proper interaction.
Mate, I'd rather not shake some players' hands at locals. Like, some people are fucking filthy. Like, could you imagine touching some people's hands when they haven't showered that day?
Oh God.
I could name a few, but I'm going to refrain from doing so. Right, okay, moving on to the limited section. Seer to 1.
Yeah.
It doesn't...
Fair enough.
No, you say fair enough, it doesn't do anything. As long as at least one Seer and one Dante exists together, like, that Seer Dante loop will last permanently.
That's true, but in the same sense, it's cut their speed down a bit more because they haven't got that second Seer to mill. Normally they mill one the first turn
but technically
through
they
Beatrice
do,
or some other means.
Technically they do because what's it called? Fiendish Rush Rhino, or whatever it's called.
Rhino Warrior.
That's it. Fiendish Rhino Warrior basically acts as a basically what would essentially be a real life proxy. You know, it's a foolish burial when it's milled or sent to the grave by any means whatsoever.
That's fine, but what it now means is they have to use that Dante revival on the Seer.
Oh my god, turn 1 Ysera, what the fuck is this?
Wait, turn 1 Ysera?
Yeah, both players start with, what is it, 10?
Oh, it's...
Yeah, that's dumb. Do you know what? I'm just gonna go face like a filthy fucking player.
What this hit does to Seer is that it slightly limits BA players' options because they now have to take in the fact that they've only got the one Seer, and do they use their Dante revival on that Seer? Whereas normally, if they have another one in deck...
Of course they do.
No, but if they have another one...
That's how the Seer Dante loop still exists.
No, that's fine. It's fine, I'm not disputing that at all. But if they've got another one in deck, they may consider going for Farfa, which is an equally decent option, or the Graph.
No. No, that's not how life works, mate. Sylvanas Coin Brawl would be amazing here.
Apparently you put the open chat on the stream, not the admin one.
Oh, have I done the completely wrong one, have I?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's because I'm on the wrong fucking screen, that's why. Whoopsies, sorry about that.
No. Oh well, we're live, who cares?
Yeah, we're live. Shit happens.
Anyway, moving on to the next one.
Yeah. Well, I still think Seer's a completely filthy card. It should not exist. That, like, I'd actually quite happily have like everything else in BA at 3, even tour guide. Just
Graph.
no, just ban Seer. No, Graph's fine. Honestly, Graph's fine. But ban Seer, and like life would be quite good.
Mm.
Oh, he hasn't played anything this turn. Let's play Sylvanas.
I'm just surprised that BA is going to be meta again.
Well, that's the thing. BA is going to exist for another fucking format, which is going to be gay. So this is like, what's this now? Like the third year it's had running. I'm not looking forward to
Josh is saying, what would you say about Skarn 1 but untouched Graph? Nah. Well, it's a simple question. Would you rather a Rota or a Lone Fire? Quite
frankly, I'd rather the Lone Fire. At least it uses up the normal summon, right?
Exactly. I think Graph is insanely powerful in the sense that it's instant, it's now. Tour Guide, you have to wait. Not Tour Guide, Skarn, you have to wait.
Yes, Skarm at 1 would be fine even with Graph at 3. Like, Graph is not the main offender. Graph is a tour, and it gets the deck rolling at a speed which is reasonable. Did he sapped my Sylvanas? But yeah, Seer's the main offender of the deck. I don't like Seer. I think Seer should just be banned outright, and just you can leave BA with everything else they've got.
Well, we'll get back to it later when we get to the other one.
Indeed. Right, okay. Ether. What do you guys think about Ether? Was that the right card to hit?
One of them.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, one of the 2 cards definitely to be hit. It was Ether or Stormforth, and they decided with both. But
like the argument a lot of us had about this ban list that took forever to come out was the fact that Stormforth, like even at 1, it was still recyclable and stuff. So, like putting it to 1 would have been completely useless, and it would have affected like nothing at all.
It's the fact that Ether's so good, in the sense that if you're going, I'm quoting now from capital G, if you're going second, then you're going to struggle because your opponent's already set up. They've got their Stormforth, they've got the Ether in hand. You are guaranteed to be walking into a tribute summon, and it really puts you on edge. Ether is so powerful because it can be summoned in your opponent's turn.
Yeah, but if you're at least a semi-decent player, you can play around it. Like you can put up like semi-decent monsters on the field, and then attempt to enter your battle phase. And then because like Ether, you can only tribute summon during the main phase, I believe. So they'd have to do it.
That is correct. It can only be during the main phase.
Yeah, so you would essentially have to attempt to bait it with a board that you would be happy going into the battle phase with, and then once they decide that they're gonna Ether you, you would then decide to then remove the Ether and actually make your half-decent play. Oh my guild.
It's true, but still, say for example you're a Cosmo player and you know your opponent sets up their Stormforth and they've got the Ether in hand. You're going to struggle because it's hard to pump out multiple monsters. Like you summon your Tin Can, you go through your plays, you get your Dark Destroyer. That Dark Destroyer is not going to stay around long, and you are going to not be able to special summon. And we say Dark Destroyer is a really broken card. This combo makes it completely irrelevant.
Yeah. I don't know. The fact that Ether existed at the same time as Stormforth is what was unfortunate, because I don't know, the trap card as well that lets you special summon on the tribute summon during the opponent's turn is pretty dumb as well, but less people play.
If it's a trap, it's slow. It can be twin twisted.
Yeah, that's true.
And the other reason Ether's so good is because it loads your grave. You can put your prime in grave, your pantheism in, so you can search. It sets you up in so many ways.
True.
I mean, Erebus is one thing, but at least you know you can only expect Erebus on your opponent's own turn. You can find ways to play around Erebus. Ether, it's much harder to play around because you don't know when your opponent's going to drop it, but they will.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose it is a bit more of a dickier card to try and figure out how to sort. Oh, if I can play a Baron... I should have kept Baron Geddon. Fuck. Do this and this.
How's your game going?
I'm probably gonna lose this one. He's got he's got a full board. He can't summon anything. But I think his deck is most spells. Like Bane of Doom. However, it doesn't summon anything. He's got a full board. It's fine. Right, so we've discussed Ether. It's disgusting. Absolutely vile card. And I think one of the main problems with it as well is the fact that one of the main offenders is going Ether into Ether to actually set up doing it on your opponent's turn.
That's true. Josh has also brought up a pretty relevant point, and Ether can also get other monsters. The main one being Karaz. If you've got Return on board, you are going to plus a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still laughing at that Karaz ulti. Hilarious.
Ooh, I just drew a Ravaging Goal. That's fine. That destroyed the board.
I actually
destroyed
have
my
a box.
opponent.
What
Oh,
is
that's
it?
game. Hey. Cool.
Reprints of Death indeed. 2 of the 3 ultis are now irrelevant.
Yeah, reprints of
Is anyone-
that's fun.
Anyone want to guess the price of the Ultimate Karaz now? Without looking.
Tenner.
You can get one for cheapest one I've seen is $8.95.
Is it really? Wow, it's that.
Yes. I would say that's quite. How much is Fog King?
I know that now.
Alright, here we go. Please, I'm going to say 8 as well.
You can get one for 10.
Hey, the Curator. Taunt, draw a Beast, Dragon, and Murloc from your deck. Hey ho, control. Here we go. Clash challenge.
You play Murlocs.
No, I play Control Warrior. You can
God
literally
damn.
put the board clear Murloc into your deck and basically guarantee to draw it. However, it is a turn 7 taunt card, so with pretty shitty stats, so it's weird if it's going to be played or not.
I say, I haven't played Hearthstone in a while. Have they nerfed Dr. Boom?
Dr. Boom isn't even in the game anymore.
Hmm?
That's how far behind you are.
What, they got rid of it?
No, we have standard and wild implementations now, so Dr. Boom does not see any play in standard because
Oh
it is
god,
a
I'm
wild
really
card.
far.
Yeah, anyway, what do you guys think about the Dark Destroyer hit then? Are you
Completely fair.
Yeah.
fair? I'm fucking ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
It's the boss monster. It had to be hit in some way.
It's not really. It didn't get hit because it's the boss monster. It got hit because it's an untargetable 3k beat stick that floats. It's completely unfair.
Well, the Forerunner's pretty much the same. Why not hit the Forerunner? It's the fact
Forerunner's 28, so like it's easier.
that's nearly as big.
No, it's much easier to beat over.
It's also the fact that the Dark Destroyer could pop itself and just go off.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
true.
How many times have you done, John? You've played Cosmos before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. How often did you go Dark Destroyer pop into the farm guild?
You do it quite often,
Uh,
especially if you haven't got
To be
much in
honest,
hand.
better play in general is the Dark Destroyer pop into Tin Can and then search out a new Dark Destroyer.
Yeah, but if you summon in the farm guild, you are going for game, which Cosmos could easily do with the Dark Destroyer.
True. Not gonna deny that, but like turn 1, the Dark Destroyer pop into Tin Can and essentially attempt to search another Dark Destroyer is the better play.
It is. You can even extend that further and go pop the Dark Destroyer into Strawman. Strawman add back the banished Dark Destroyer, and then that Dark Destroyer pops itself the Tin Can in the end phase. So you've got an extra pilots on board.
Here's the question: how strong do you think Cosmo are going to be now with Dark Destroyer at 1?
Dark Destroyer to 1 doesn't really hurt them all that much. I honestly think Tin Can should have gone to 1 also.
That's true. Cosmos will still be a thing. It's just wait and see on how much they can get out just from Dark Destroyer.
There is a completely good chance that Cosmo will be getting further support in a future set somewhere, much like the OCG did with BA and Beatrice. I am dead.
Rip.
Yep, that's because I got a shit card off Lock and Load. Restart.
How much is this Tavern Brawl now?
Yeah, no, this is the Clash Challenge. I'm trying to do the Hunter Challenge. I don't even know what the Hunter card is, and I really don't give a fuck.
Alright, let's talk about the next card then.
Kirin.
Kirin. Is that the next card? Kirin. Yeah, fucking hell.
Kirin.
Kirin. Yeah, fucking Kirin. Piece of fucking shit. I'm gonna go face, because I'm so mad at Kirin.
Kirin needed to be hit. It's just too good.
Oh, Kirin makes me puke. Like...
Yeah, it needed to be banned.
Kirin is such a disgusting card. It's a compulse on crack, and it's not even a slow card. It is a 2k untargetable, undestroyable beat stick that literally should read on the card, shit on your opponent. Like, you really can't do much when you look at a board of triple Kirin. And even
when it's searchable,
even Kirin
as
one
Josh is saying.
Yeah, even a searchable one is going to be pretty A's as well.
My question now is, now that it's at 1, aren't people going to run the raccoons?
Possibly.
Probably yes, because Bambuku can actually search itself, so it gets you a rank 3 play.
That's true, and it can, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so they've hit... It seems to me that they're just hitting Pendulum engines. I mean, if you think of Pendulums not as a deck, but it's a series of engines. You've got your Draco Slayers, your Performer Piles, your Magic Spectres. It seems to me that they're taking out the older ones, but they've untouched the new one, Metal Foes.
Exactly, yeah. I think well, that's the thing with Konami, see, they want you to play the newer stuff, so...
And Metal Foes are a pretty decent engine.
Indeed.
Magic Spectres, Yang Zings, they're all becoming better decks because of the engine.
Come on, give me more traps. Give me more traps. Give me more traps. That's not a trap, mate. Okay?
That's another point. They could have hit the raccoon, but they didn't because it's an Ultra, and Ultra's getting reprinted. Ultras will sell the tins, Kirin will not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But, like... No, you're absolutely right there. Because when they did the ban list thing before, like they always ban the fucking common. Just like when we had the adjusted list, like did they hit Performer Pile Pendulum Sorcerer? No, they hit the Monkey Board, which was a common. Granted, got reprinted into a super, but yeah.
That's true. I mean, there is a slight trend emerging here. But to be fair, cards like Monkey Board and Joker and Damage Juggler and Plush Fight, they were just... even Luster, it was only a super, look what happened to it.
Hey, misdirection, goes face. Hits himself in the face, that's brilliant. So, Gladiator Longbow, game over, bitch.
Where are we at? Kirin, I think it needed to be hit.
Kirin, yes, it needed to be hit. Should have been banned. Not at 1. At 1, it's still hugely abusable.
It's the same as Wavering Eyes.
Yeah, it should have gone to 0. That card should not be in the game.
Because I remember Alinthio making the argument, if Wavering Eyes was at 1, whoever top decked it first would win. And Kieran's
Think of it in
in
Hearthstone
a similar
format as well.
situation.
The rogue card Sap, right? The way Sap works in Hearthstone is it's supposed to like remove a card from being played in a tempo aspect. Because Sap is so cheap, being at 2 mana, like you can sap a creature, then play another big one to go alongside it, and your opponent then is now a turn behind. Like Kieran essentially does the same thing. Once you, if you're not playing a fast enough deck that only relies on its normal summon,
Boojins.
it presents some problems in the sense that you know, it counters tempo in a sense. Like, you know, you attempt to normal summon, and your opponent uses the Kieran on you, which is, you know, it's pretty AIDS. And
Which is why I was so good against Monarchs.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it stops other decks from being a thing. Like it is not,
It kind of
it,
just
it
takes
is
an
not a
any deck
healthy
that
card in the
has.
slightest.
Mm.
It just
So,
takes
I
an
mean,
any deck
should-
that it summons.
Well, it can respond to anything. It's an effect, so it should have gone to 0. Like at 1, it'll still be played. It will still see play. 100%
You remember
guaranteed.
when Magic Spectres first came out and Pendulum Magicians were becoming a thing, there was a big argument over Kieran versus Apex Avian. And it was quite clear that Kieran was just an infinitely better card because it was a scale in itself. It was able to remove problem cards just as Avian could, but it didn't brick. It never bricked in your hand. It was always useful in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly. Okay, Beatrice time, bitches.
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
I suppose the big question here is why Beyonce and not Dante?
Don't know, honestly. I can't answer that one. Like as I've already mentioned in this video, the Beatrice, the Dante Seer Loop is what keeps the deck in existence.
My theory is that if they hit Dante, they indirectly hit Beatrice. One cannot survive without the other.
Well, Beatrice can be played in multiple different decks. It exists
But-
in an Ignite FTK. Like, I know it's like seriously inconsistent. However, it does mean Beatrice makes something
If
else
we-
playable.
If we talk relative to BA, if BA didn't have Dante, they couldn't play Beatrice. But they can still play Dante without Beatrice. And that's what I think their logic was.
Potentially. I don't really know the answer to that one. Like, Beatrice to 1, it doesn't affect me, because I do play Beatrice in a different deck. And that's honestly fine, because in Zombies it's a pretty useful card. You know, again, off, for example, a combo I like to use is, what's it called? The new Coral Dragon. And you can use Coral Dragon's effect to discard a Destiny Hero Malicious, and then Malicious's effect to special summon another one. And you have 2 choices from there. It's either Zolkin or the other one, Beatrice. Of which, again, I only run a 1 of, which is perfectly fine for me.
If you think in BA, though, Beatrice still had a great standing in the sense that, firstly, you could far for your opponent during their turn. That alone is quite powerful.
Yeah,
Secondly,
that pissed me off, that did.
a 28 ass is by no means a walk in the park.
And it floats.
And it also came down to the fact that you couldn't just Raigeki it or whatever. As soon as that card leaves the field by destruction, your opponent's getting a Pilgrim or a Virgil, and those cards are good in their own. Exactly, Josh is saying, Pilgrim's untargetable.
Oh, is it? I didn't even know that. Lol.
It's untargetable, and it's Darkle Dealings, and it makes your opponent killed.
Jeez. I didn't realise it had all that attached to it.
But it's just the fact that you need to be careful when dealing with Beatrice, but now it becomes a case where you have to protect your Beatrice because you want that effect to go off.
Yeah, you essentially want it to go off twice or even 3 times. However, I will be very happy to hear I'm not going to be farted during my own turn. Like,
Well, it still will be. They'll make turn 1 Beatrice as normal.
It's
But,
only 2.
but what's worse is staring down double Beatrice. Double Beatrice is a scary board.
oh, this is interesting. The Fool's Bane is the card you get out of the warrior thing. I wonder if I can attack with my current weapon, equip Fool's Bane, and then attack unlimited times each turn. Let's test it.
I have no idea. I can't see.
In theory, you should be able to. And the answer is, yes, I can.
So you can just attack infinite times with a weapon.
It's a 4 durability weapon.
So you got 4 free attacks. That's not bad.
Yep.
What strength?
3 damage.
That's all right.
Do you guys
Anyway.
think that the VA is still being kept alive just for maybe because there's new PKs stuff coming out?
PK Fire is still going to be a powerful deck.
Oh, is there new?
Yeah.
Is there new Phantom Knight support? Is
Did-
there? I have
There
no
is.
idea.
There is. There's the rank up.
Yeah, they got the rank up card coming out, so they can make the bigger version of was it the?
How could I forget? No. PK Fire will not make that. What PK Fire can now make is Ophion.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting. Oh,
PK
yeah.
Fire can make Evil Swarm Ophion. I completely forgot about that.
Oh, that's disgusting. God.
It's the rank up. They can rank up Breaksword into Ophion. And then attach it as a material, so you've got a 2 material Ophion off of Breaksword, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they can. I've heard combos about that. That absolutely disgusts me.
And that comes out in Invasion and Vengeance.
It does. So, guys, please welcome back Ophion to the format.
I just puked all over my keyboard, boys.
So yeah, that's going to be a thing now. PK Fire will still be a powerful deck.
Oh
They
god.
still have their 3 break swords. They have their boots, their gloves. The gloves and the fog blade are good cards. Not the gloves, the boots.
Oh god. Oh
And
god.
all they've lost is a Sith that's a slightly annoying, and they've only got the 1 Beatrice to play with, but they still have the 3 Dances, however many break swords they run.
Somebody book me into the
And they're about
hospital.
to make
I
those
need
deals.
chemotherapy.
PK Fire is going to be top
Oh my
top
god.
2, maybe even the best deck.
Well, especially with well, I don't know. Cosmo's only having because the reason they don't run like Fire Lake at the moment is because they can't target Cosmo stuff. Cosmo Dark Destroyer to 1, it's not enough to kill the deck. E-Tally to 1 is not enough to kill the deck. Like not even in the slightest.
Well,
So,
let's
Cosmo
just see
will
how
still-
fast they can make turn 1 Ophion.
Well, I reckon that game might end up a dice roll if I'm honest.
Alright,
Alright.
next on the list.
So yeah, I don't actually think yeah.
Will ABC be... ABC will be top up there, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so E-Tally, we've already, I think I touched on this earlier. I said Tin Can should be at 1 and not E-Tally. If I didn't,
Yeah,
I'm saying
E-Tally
that.
shouldn't have even gone to 2, let alone 1. It did nothing.
Yep. They just want to piss off people who picked up 2 for the new Ritual Beast stuff.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
I did...
that's the other thing. Like Cosmo ruining cards or generic cards that should be used in other decks. We've got Ritual Beast support coming out. Like I know Ritual Beast is a completely
And-
trash.
And
like it's not
Super
gonna,
Quantum's
it's
got new
probably
cards
not gonna
announced.
Be relevant.
Oh, that Quantum card is not as good as people think.
It's not good at all, but
No, it's not.
It's still new support the Quantums, and then they're just like, this ruined the card that makes Quantum somewhat work.
Have you heard about the new Quantum Small Fry?
No, what's to do?
I can't remember the second effect, but the first effect, if you control 3 Quantum, I can't remember if it's monsters or XCs, your opponent sends all cards on the field to the deck, then special summons 1 monster from their extra deck, ignoring submissions.
Ew.
So your opponent gets a free Xyz or Synchro. Basically, you're playing Blue Eyes, they get a free Spirit Dragon.
Is it worth taking something broken into the extra deck, like, I don't know, Dyson Sphere-ish, maybe?
There's no point with Dyson Sphere 'cause it's not going to get materials.
Oh,
Think about...
Does it need materials in order to be relevant, does it?
I think so, but think more Synchros and Fusions. Wait. Some... Quasar.
Yeah,
Quasar, simple
yeah,
answer.
you could
Yeah, but
special
as we've already just discovered, with the kaijus just simply existing, it's completely pointless to put a single independent broken monster on the board. I think Crystal Wing is honestly better than Quasar at this present moment.
How is it? Quasar negates anything.
Yeah, but Crystal Wing, like, I don't know. It really depends on the matchup, and it really depends on the
Quasar's much
situation.
better.
Quasar is probably the most generic thing that's the best thing to summon.
Can Quasar even attack if he didn't have any materials to summon him? Because he gets attacks equal to the amount of non-tuners, right?
Who is?
Quasar.
No, he's got a 4k attack. And
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
just got
that's true.
maximum number of
Quasar
attacks.
actually can't attack if it
He
wasn't.
can't
in
attack
Synchro
unless
Summon.
you use any non-tuners for him. He gets an attack.
Shit, you're right.
So yeah, Quasar is completely pointless to summon. So you'd need. I think Crystal Wing is probably the most independent best monster you can summon off it.
Yeah, in that case, yeah, I go Crystal.
You could go into the new like 12, level 12, Siffer, which basically makes everything competent from a battle card effect once per turn, which ain't bad. But yeah, the second effect of the quantum card then it's you can banish the card from your grave to activate the field spell from your deck,
Nah, that's it. So yeah, it's crap.
and add the fairy back from your grave to hand.
Yeah, super quantums don't matter now. E-Teddy's at 1. Well done.
I'm surprised we didn't see something like a Gamma Seal hit, honestly, because you know tributing your opponent's card for basically nothing is pretty crap, if you ask me.
Yeah. There's no point hitting Gamma Seal because you'll just replace it with another kaiju. Yeah, maybe slightly bigger, but it's still no point.
Yeah.
How much attack does Sticky String have? No. Yeah, that would make a difference.
Sticky String, isn't it 24 or something?
Yeah, exactly. That's not much. That's not much bigger. There's no point. All right. Anyway, with E-Teddy, what's the point?
E-Telly should have stayed at 2.
Yeah.
I can just hear all the Ritual Beast players crying.
I still think that there was a better option, honestly.
Tin Can.
Yeah, just hit the tin can instead. It would have been the much better option.
Or Cosmotown.
Cosmotown to 2 would have been nice, but yeah. Probably not
Well,
gonna happen
now that
anytime
Cosmic
soon.
Cyclone's a thing, Cosmotown's lesser.
Yeah.
Well, true. However, I found myself playing Cosmo last week, destroying my own Cosmotown and often searching out Dark Destroyers and stuff, rather than floating into a fresh copy of itself.
Yeah, fair. You can just search the Mojo, because Mojo's still a very powerful card.
Yeah, true. So, what about Pantheism? What do you think about that?
Pantheism.
Yeah, Pantheism.
6 words. Get this shit out of my sight.
Yeah, are you all happy to see it go?
It's so poorly designed as a card. I played that too and did very well both times. That card is just dirty.
I'm glad to see it go.
It's a 3+1. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can make there's nothing more satisfying as a Monarch player than revealing 3 tenacities to your opponent.
Yeah. So fucking queer.
And it's discard fodder if you drew the prime. Oh god, I've drawn a prime. What do I do? Pantheism. That's out the way.
Yeah.
It's so dirty that it had to go. It's the main one.
Yeah.
It's
Completely agree.
to be fair, I was half expecting to see Domain on this list.
I don't know. I'm kind of on board with that. Kinda. I don't know. Like Domain was hitting the OCG and it did nothing because Domain was at 1 for Worlds as well. And as we can clearly see, I think Monarch's gone into the top 4, if not at least the top 8.
It's a case of I expected to see Domain where Ether was.
Yeah, it was.
Yet in hindsight, I'm glad Ether's there and Domain's not.
Like, without Ether, Domain is irrelevant anyway. So.
To be honest, hitting those 3 cards with the deck so unreliable that they really didn't need to hit Domain.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's it. To be honest, if they hit Domain as well, that would have just been it for Monarchs. That's gone.
I think it's already it for Monarchs, to be honest.
They're going to have to run Thestalos or Caius just to make up.
Oh well,
That's going to be a bit
rogue
too
just wasted
bricky.
his gore howl on my face. Big mistake.
Wait, did someone actually attack face with Gorehowl?
Indeed, they did.
Oh my god. Warrior players playing badly.
No, it was a rogue.
Wait, what?
I'm playing Tavern Brawl at the minute because I've completed the
Okay.
challenge. So I've just cleared the board
Alright.
with my mummies, summon an awesome invention, and polluted horde draw a card.
So, Josh, you played EDM a lot. What do you think they hit the right things?
Yeah.
Pantheism banned.
Oh, he reckons. Oh, yay! I won the game.
Nah, I think it's fine at 1. Give them their +1 to begin with.
Yeah, I reckon 1 is enough to ruin the consistency. Like, I know it really, like, Pantheism at 1, like, didn't stop Monarchs from being a huge threat in the OCG. But,
And I suppose one thing to remember is they can loop the Pantheism with Edia.
Idea. I suppose. I don't know. It's
That's the thing, give them 1 and make them loop
it's a
it.
weird one. Like, some people said it should have been outright banned. I reckon it's enough to hurt the consistency. I guess time will only tell, really, in theory.
Yeah, that's fair.
However, I think for now 1 is enough. Yeah. I think 1
Pendulum
is
Call?
more than enough. Pendulum Call. It's.
I
Really
don't get it.
surprised.
Well,
I'm so surprised they put it to 1.
lol.
There's a lot more support coming for it as well, so I'm just honestly surprised. Like, it's not that bad a card.
I feel
when it comes up.
I feel they could have traded off Wisdom Eye for it, though. That's true. It is a 1-card scale at the end of
It's
the day.
technically not. You still have to discard. Like, if you top deck it and you've got nothing else in your hand, it's essentially nothing.
That's true. Look at the same way as Monkey Board. It is still a 1-card scale.
As Planet has mentioned, it does add in an inherent form of protection as well. So I guess it might be overpowered in that sense. You know, you play Pendulum Call, you know you're not getting Twin Twisted that turn.
Yeah, but it also means you can't get your Wisdom Eye.
Although I suppose the built-in protection it adds doesn't really warrant it being banned at all because they play Skyrus, which means your stuff can't be targeted anyway.
And Skyrus should have been there instead of Pendulum Call, if anything.
I actually agree with that one. I reckon Skyrus could have done with going to 1. Because
Skyrus is infinitely
people play
better.
2, some people play 3, so 1 would have just kind of like solved some of that problem. Although, in my personal opinion, any card that says your opponent cannot target or destroy this card should be just outright banned and not exist in the game at all. Like, could you imagine Hearthstone if something like Ysera said this card can, like, if it had the fairy dragon effect on it, you know, you can't target it with spells and hero powers. Like,
Yeah.
Imagine a Ysera with that effect on top of what it already has. It'd be pretty broken.
But this is the thing I haven't liked with Konami. They've hit magicians despite the fact they've done very little.
It's the Odd Eyes engine in general.
Yeah, I think it's because it was doing something in the OCG and they don't want it to come over here.
Well, that's it. No, when it did come over here, though, we didn't see that very many magician toppings because Pepe was the thing, and Pepe was just better.
Yeah. Honestly, more
I'm pretty sure Pendulum Call is at 1 in the OCG. I'm going to check now. So it
I know Wisdom Eyes hit over there.
Oh, it's hit over there and it's hit over here. But I'm pretty sure Pendulum Call is at 1 in the OCG. I'm gonna double check.
Josh is saying it. Josh is saying it is.
It is it? So it may have been just a hit that was just following from the OCG.
Yeah. Whether it deserves it or not, I'm honestly just surprised they did it.
Yeah, it is in fact limited in the OCG. Confirm.
Because they had Nirvana just releasing Dark Illusion. They had a new Odd Eyes card just releasing the movie pack. There's a couple new ones coming out is there one coming in Invasion Vengeance?
Oh, there we go.
No, Raging
Pendulum
Tempest
Call
has
was at
got
1 was
some.
as well. So, and the fact that a Pendulum deck, I don't know if it was Magicians, maybe that was another incentive to hit Pendulum Call too.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, and Stormforth, we pretty much already covered that. Same reason as Idea. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, that had to go. Stormfall had to be hit.
Like, I absolutely hate Stormforth.
Again, it's the fact that it's non-targeting.
Now, if we can get every single kaiju in the game banned, I'd be a happy Yu-Gi-Oh player.
Yeah, but that's never going to happen. Let's be realistic.
Rip. / wrist. Fuck Stormforth, should have been banned. It's still, just like Pantheism is, it's still loopable with Idea. You could have argued that maybe Idea
Stormforth at 1. It's not going to do much.
I think Idea should have gone to 1 rather than Ether, if I'm honest. Because it would have prevented that potential loop with the dumb spells.
Nah, again, it's the fact that Ether could be summoned in your opponent's turn. That just gave it the...
Yeah, but Ether being summoned during my turn is not a problem if you're not attributing my monster to do it.
It is when they summon Karazhan Pop your monster.
It's fine if I'm playing Cosmo, because I'll just, not be targeted.
It's just, Ether is so disruptive to place that it had to be. But anyway, we've talked enough about Monarchs.
Yeah. Alright, Maxi to do. Maxi to 2. Begin crying.
Why?
Again, this is what I was thinking. Konami don't like it when cards are played as a 3 of in every single deck.
Nah, see, I disagree. I reckon it's been hit to 2 because Konami want to see people playing very interesting combos. And
no, that's partly it. I will agree with that. But again, I'm quoting here. If we look back at Bottomless, Upstart, Book of Moon, this is again quoting from Capital G, Torrential, Compulse, all these cards were played at max in their decks, and they were slapped on Upstart. I don't think they like it when generic cards are worked so well in every deck. And the difference between them and Maxi is, if Maxi's up 1, as you've said previously, it probably wouldn't be played.
Well,
yeah.
And another part of me just says, oh, they're hitting Maxi to make you go out and buy Dark Illusions and be like, oh, hey, you know Maxi, that amazing card? Yeah, we're going to hit it so you have to play Desires.
Oh, well, Desires is a good card in itself. Desires is amazing.
I don't know, it's a weird one. Like, if you get ref paneled, you're pretty much fucked.
Who plays ref panel nowadays?
Mate, it's a 20 quid card. Someone's gonna play it.
I know. No, I've been ref paneled before. I used Regeki and I got ref paneled. And I was just like, you absolute.
You can't ref panel Regeki.
You can.
No, you can't. Konami released a blog post like ages ago about what cards can and can't be ref paneled.
Oh no, it's targeting the player, isn't it?
Yeah, Regeki does not target anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't target a player, doesn't target
no,
on the field.
No.
Yeah,
you cannot forget what I said, I'm clearly wrong.
Yeah, well, whoever ref paneled your Regeki, time to get fucked.
Anyway, I have been ref paneled before.
Yeah,
In
in a wrong situation. However,
no. Different scenario again, but we'll leave it. It's an old text. It's tab 1 print, but my
well,
fault.
to be fair,
But anyway,
Drev, like I know Drev isn't a recent print. However, it's still a post PSCT text, so they have no excuse for giving it shitty text.
I'm trying to.
However, it is an anime card, so maybe that would be half the reason why.
Yeah. Anyway, back on topic. Maxi is a 2 of in every single deck.
Pretty much, there's no reason not to play it now. Like, any deck can give up 2 spaces for a nice easy draw card. It's a minimum of 1-for-1 anyway.
No. Unless you're playing pendulums, in which case you've got to predict.
No, you can even maxi a board even after they do the pendulum summon. Like,
Do you neg?
Well, no, because like you, as a pendulum player, you really don't want to leave shitty monsters on the board like that. Like you probably won't get punished because you got enough monsters to not kill you.
Unless you're Merlin.
Unless you're Merlin, yeah. I don't know. Merlin likes to play into maxi quite a lot.
I know he did it against me, and then I whooped his ass with blue eyes.
Yeah, well, that's his own fault for being fucking retarded, then, isn't it?
You give me my soul charge, and I will hurt you.
In fact, I was because Maxi was being played that much, I was quite tempted to run a card called, and you might know what it is. I'm actually going to find it now. I think it's something like Protector of the Sanctuary. Do you guys know what it does?
I do. I've seen it. It's the big blue statue thing, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah. It's a card that reads, because I've just found it, it's a level 4 Fiend, Earth-type monster, and it reads, as long as this card remains face up on the field, your opponent cannot draw cards except during the draw phases. So when they maxi you, you pendulum summon that thing out with the rest of your board, and they do not draw.
That's pretty cool.
Like, it's a really stupid card to try and play, and it's not even, I don't think it's searchable by any form of, like, appropriate means. Its stats are also pretty shit. It's 1100 attack and 1900 defense. The defense might be enough to ward off an attack, however, like, Cosmo can still run over it, and it's essentially a shit card and a waste of space, but,
You just leave it on field, all you're summoning, and at the end you're just going to one rank full.
Yeah.
Let them have the one summon. The one draw off.
I was quite tempted to take it into pendulum decks, because you can just chuck it out with everything, and they just don't draw off a maxi.
Quickly, slight deviance again. I remember the ref panel situation. People were siding it against Blue Eyes for trading, and against Monarchs for pantheism.
Oh, right, okay.
Because draw cards target the player.
Yes.
Therefore, your opponent would activate pantheism, ditch their card. You'd flip your ref panel, you draw 2.
Pretty good.
Unless the draw card in upset, in which case it's utterly. Does anyone fancy a ref handling a Jar of Greed? Legacy of Yatagarasu?
Well, ref paneling a Jar of Greed essentially is the same as ref paneling a Pot of Desires. Your opponent pays the cost, and it's no disadvantage to you whatsoever.
Is banish the top 10 cards cost?
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. That'd be absolutely hilarious. Anyway, what's next on the list?
We have a Thunder King Ryo to do, something that's been long awaited for by many players everywhere.
I'm quite happy for this.
So am I. The only shame is I'm not playing Rogue anymore.
Thunder King to 3. Alright, one step at a time. I think they're going to do what they've done to things like Magician of Fate, Tsukiyomi, bring it to 2, see what the impact it has.
Yeah.
Like, they've done it with Thousand Eyes, which we'll get to later, but...
no, Thousand Eyes went from 1 to 3 straight away.
I know, but it's still an example of something they brought back to 1, or brought up in the Banlist skill to see what the impact it would have, and since they've just brought it up and up and up.
Maybe.
Thunder King
I can,
at
I can
2.
see, I can, like, I know this list has just come out. I reckon Thunder King may go to 2, or, sorry, I know it's at 2 now. It may actually stay at 2 on the next list and go to 3 on the list after, or it may just go straight from 2 to the next immediate list.
Well, it depends on how many decks search a lot. I mean, at the minute, Blue Eyes doesn't search all that much, bar Melody and Sage.
It doesn't searching has always been quite a core part of this game since like the ban of Pot of Greed and you know, it's obvious Konami hates draw cards, yet some unknown reason they give us. In fact, I do know the reason they've given us 3 Allure, and I'll get to that in a minute. Like we all know Konami hates draw cards. They've gotten rid of Upstart. They've gotten rid of Chicken Game. They're starting to get rid of Maxi. They've given us Desires, which arguably some people are pretty split about what they think of this card.
Well, it's not a case of do you like it or not. It's a case of can you use it properly. But that's another chat for another time.
Yeah. But yeah.
But with T-King, it does stop inherent summons. That is a fair point.
That's the thing.
I could
If you look at the way Pepe and Draco Pals were playing before the Odd Eyes engine was introduced, they had a Pot of Greed mechanic in a form of a combo. So.
Oh, pendulums with Lizard Draw, Turtle.
Yeah, you play them both and you essentially draw 2, which is a pretty good effect if you ask me.
But then you also had things like Luster, Magister, Sorcerer. They were all searches.
Yeah. Yeah, what was I talking about with Allure of Darkness? Oh yeah, the reason we've actually got Allure of Darkness to 3. In fact, you know, I'll get to that later because we haven't got to the 3 obs yet.
I can see Thunder King being run as a cool deck card in Pendulum.
Yes, actually, I completely agree with that, especially because Pendulum have lost essentially their consistency. They may actually turn to an Ariadne build using Thunder King as some form of slight stun mechanic.
Also, Ties of the Brethren, Denko Seka, Lightning Rod Lord. Someone's going to try it.
Yeah, we already know who will. Khan's probably going to do it.
Not surprising.
Sorry?
Do you know what Ties of the Brethren does?
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. So you normal Denko, and then you summon T-King and Lightning Rod, and your opponent, and you just say to your opponent, "Now you can't play."
Pretty much, yeah. It's pretty fucking disgusting.
Mm.
And it's like 2-card combo, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, Wind Up Magician. I don't have any experience with the Wind Up format, so if someone else wants to take over because they know what it does, feel free.
I have very little experience because I came in just at the end of it. But it seems to be a case of Konami slowly bringing back the old
Josh is saying, what Wind Up hype?
No. Wind Up hype, indeed. No, some people are saying as long as Zen Mighty remains banned, or you can even limit it, as long as they can't do their Wind Up loop, Wind Ups can come back. You've got many people.
The thing is, we have other hand loop decks in the format, though. In fact, we have 2 in the form of GoFu Dark Synchro and Synchro Fusionist. Both of those decks are still very strong and very viable.
They're viable, but when was the last time you saw them at a major level? I mean, Wind-Ups was a very consistent neg 3 or 4 out your hand just through the Zen Mighty loop. And Wind-Ups were a very skillful deck. I mean, they were very, very hard to play. But if you were able to play them, you could shut out your opponents. And I think it's a case of Konami are slowly bringing back these older archetypes. It's easy, but it's hard in the sense that you can leave yourself very vulnerable if you don't set it up properly.
I'm playing against a Reno Mage. What the fuck? Who plays Reno Mage?
To be honest, instead of Wind Up Magician, I would have rather seen something like Exactor Hornet there.
If you base, if I'm honest, if you base on the timeline
3.
of when these archetypes originally came out, if Wind-Ups came out before Inzectors, which I believe to be true,
just before.
Yeah, that might be the reason they brought back Hunter first, because because yeah, it just came first in the timeline of released cards. So we may get Wind Up Hunter first, and we may not get Insectors for like, I don't know, maybe the next 2 lists.
So
Maybe.
I could see Carry going to 1. As a 1, it's more or less harmless. I think it's sort of a question of, now that we have Magician at where it is, will people pick up the deck and try it? There will be a few, but I can't see it coming back to a competitive level. So by doing what they normally do and slowly bringing it back in, it's making it better.
Maybe. I honestly, I don't know the answer to this, so...
It's just a case of bringing archetypes back, why the hell not?
Yeah, it's still going to be irrelevant. Okay, and to 3, we have Thousand Eyes Restrict, yeah? Yeah, Thousand Eyes Restrict.
Yeah, it's done nothing. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have a small theory on why this came back. Thunder King... no, sorry, not Thunder King. Thousand Eyes Bitch is it's a level 1, so you'd think maybe it has disadvantages already. I disagree.
Well, it's an instant fusion target, but Northern's better.
However, with if you remember back to one of Konami's streams where they were leaking the information on what spirals and subterrors were supposed to do. And they said in that stream that spirals are supposed to mimic, spiral cards are supposed to mimic that of banned cards. I personally reckon we may get a themed, a themed metamorphosis to warrant playing that card at 3.
I wouldn't put it past them, but I doubt it. Possible, but highly unlikely.
Well,
Who knows what Konami's thinking?
To be honest, Metamorphosis is a card that has potential to come off the ban list. Like, we don't exactly have that many broken fusions. There's a card, but none that I can name off the top of my head at this present moment. But yeah, honestly,
Metamorphosis would go straight into Spirals because of Thousand Eyes at 3. I mean, Thousand Eyes is still a great card.
That's what I mean. They don't have to own it, and they can pretty much give us a themed version instead. And the benefit of that, it's searchable too.
It's played in Thousand Eyes is played in Spirals anyway because you can overlay into rank 1s. But if I'm using my fusion, I'd still rather go for North.
Yeah, but then imagine a combo like this. You could summon a level 1, say Quick Fix. You could search out your Metamorphosis. You could metamorphose. Well, I say Metamorphosis. I mean a themed Metamorphosis, and basically go from there. Really.
Possible.
You know, you could Metamorphosis your Quick Fix. It goes to the grave. You can then reborn it, or before you do that, you can potentially machine dupe it, or reborn it then machine dupe it, or do whatever.
Machine dupe Quick Fix is dumb.
Yeah, and then like you essentially have 4 cards on the board, and that makes 2 rank 1s.
Sure. The other thing there though is we need a good rank 1.
The Sylvan one is...
I mean, the potential is there. That's not to say it's going to be
again
true by any means, but yeah, the potential.
It's the same Cosmo. Anyway, Alerta 3.
Alerta 3. Right. The reason I think this is going to happen is because we are getting the Destiny Soldiers booster soon. So the Destiny heroes, well, they want to sell that set, and what better way to do it than give them a really good draw card on top of their already good Destiny draw.
There is a past example of that. Do you remember just before the Noble Knight box set came out, what did Konami do?
It was rotated to 3, wasn't it?
Exactly, wrote 3. Was he tele-limited at one point?
Maybe.
Oh no, I'm thinking something else. Anyway, but yeah, there are. Also, can't wait to build with this alert Ties of the Brethren decks, in which you use Diamond Dude, Shadow Mist, Dark Red Knight to form hilarious wombo combos with Shadol's Dark Claw. And the fact that Alert's now at 3 just gives you that extra draw card to get to your combo pieces sooner.
Yeah, I reckon that.
DDD.
I'm about to get killed, and I by some form of control Reno mage.
Depends, are the police outside your house?
Yeah, I just got fucked by a Reno mage. Coin, yeah, coin.
Has anyone actually looked at any heroes? Because I had a brief look and they didn't seem that good.
The only thing good coming out of that set, I believe, is the Dark Lords or whatever they're called.
Dark Lords are in that.
Yeah, and they're like, they're a new pendulum deck, so that's even more reason why I question why Kaiser Colosseum.
Dark Lords are pendulums.
No, Dark Lords aren't pendulums.
Dark Lords aren't pendulums.
Oh no, Abyss Actors. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Dark Lords. Abyss Actors. Abyss whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But Dark Lords are getting some nutty cards. They get a reborn.
Yeah.
And
Twice per turn, both of those are basically a snatch deal.
Yep, basically snatch and the trade in.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you can reborn Superbia, I believe, which will then reborn the trade-in monster.
Mm-hmm.
So Dark Lord will be a deck of sorts. That's definitely.
They are doing really well in OCG currently.
And DDDs aren't that far after either.
Hype.
I bet John's gonna be so happy. I bet he's gonna rub his nipples with a box before he rips it open.
Jesus Christ! I don't want to go. I'm drinking here. I don't want bad images to go into my head.
Are you saying Jordan is not sexy? Mate, Jordan's gonna bash you.
I refer those comments to my lawyer. He works at Pulse at night, so don't berate him.
Okay, mate. Ask me if I care. Lastly, on this list, we have Gold Sark to 3.
Yeah, fine. Does nothing.
Shirinu support, boys. It's Shirinu support.
It is Shirinu support. I've seen people talk about that.
It's not. You would actually use it in Shiranui at 3. It could be a viable card in Shiranui at 3, but you wouldn't use it for its add to hand after 2 turns effect.
No, it's the fact that it banishes.
Yeah, the fact that it banishes and like you gain an effect immediately. Gold Sark is now an MST, or rather a similar form of MST, because I think you can only target face-ups. I don't have the card to hand.
To be fair, I don't say this often, but Jake had a decent idea with Gold Sark being played in Cosmo.
Oh, so you can Cosmo Town it straight back, is it?
Not Cosmo Town or Strawman.
That's not a bad idea. And building on that, if you do use Strawman and you say target a Dark Destroyer, I believe, I don't know if this will be true, but in theory you should be able to like say banish Dark Destroyer, get it back with Strawman. In the end phase, Dark Destroyer will pop itself, and then it'll be banished again to float.
Well, that's the thing.
Because
if you have Cosmo Town, Gold Sark becomes Rota.
Yes. What I'm getting at here is, in theory, again, I don't know if this is true. I'm basing this off a ruling with Omega and a different dimension reincarnation. You should still get to add Cosmo Dark Destroyer to your hand after the 2 turns, even though it was special summoned off Strawman.
I believe that's right, because
I'm basing this off the
if it's back in the banish zone, then
I'm basing this off the interaction with different dimension reincarnation, by the way, and Cyframe Lord Omega, in the sense that in that interaction, if you banish a card out your opponent's hand with Cyframe Lord Omega, that card is still technically assigned to Cyframe Lord Omega, that specific card. So if you then use DDR, discard a card, target that Omega, and then special summon it again, and then use the effect again, that card, Cyframe Lord Omega, is now tied to 2 cards to come back during the standard phase.
Josh has got it. It's in its appropriate place to activate and resolve the effect of Gold Sark. So even if the remove from play Gold Sark, the card removed from play with Gold Sark is in the remove from play zone after the allotted time, regardless of if it's been summoned or not, it should go to you.
Yeah, I thought so. There we go. As long as if Josh believes the ruling to be right,
Don't quote us on that.
I'm intending to believe the ruling based off the interaction with Omega. The fact that it ties itself to 2 cards. It seems like it would be the right ruling. I'll probably look it up at a later date and maybe confirm or deny it. But yeah, I'm basing it off the Omega ruling, and in theory it should work.
Alright, I think that's it then.
Yeah, I believe that's it. Do you guys want to say anything to close the discussion?
I feel as if the old format hasn't quite gone yet.
No, we're still gonna have another shit format, and we're all gonna bitch and complain about it.
No, we always do. We're Yu-Gi-Oh players. What you expect?
Yes, like.
There'll be another ban list before.
No, we won't get another ban list now
We won't
until
for a while.
fucking February.
But I guess we can look forward to more diversity in. Blue Eyes wasn't going to be hit. Blue Eyes would never be hit too soon.
I don't know. I still think.
They're still getting support, or reprints rather.
Well, I don't know. I still think like Blue Eyes could have existed with say like 1 or 2 copies of their add to hand thing. I can't remember the name of it now. Melody.
Yeah.
I honestly think if that card would have went to 1, Blue Eyes just would not have given any fucks.
Yeah, but then they lose a selling point on the tins.
True, maybe, but there's enough other stuff in the tins to warrant selling.
I mean, Solemn Strike alone is going to sell the.
Solemn Strike, Cyber Dragon Infinity.
Basically, Breakers of Shadow.
All the scrubs who like couldn't afford a 40 quid card on release.
Oh yeah, a lot of us. Some of us are students living off cheap £3.50 bottles of wine. And £3 Chinese takeaways.
I hope you enjoy your hangover in the morning, mate.
That's going to be fun. But yeah, I can't wait for the new index to come out. I mean, I've got Yang's things ready for Invasion of Vengeance. The new cards look
Josh
sick.
is mentioning the empowered promos. However, I disagree with that statement purely because nothing other than the empowered warrior thing that we've already got in a common, which I think came in this set, Dark Illusions. Like that is the only relevant empowered card. Because even when OCG had empowered Clownblade, they only ran like 1 copy. Well, 3 copies of 1 card, which is the card we just got.
I do think the 2 things that we definitely need to look out for are Ties of the Brethren and Lullaby of Obedience.
I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to anything this format. This format, the game's kind of getting stale. I'm hoping that all these super fast power creepy decks are just gonna go out the window. Like ban everything kind of quality, and we get some form of like hat type control back. However, Demise talk about stuff that hasn't been hit on the list. The fact that Demise exists makes me want to peel out my eyeballs and shove them up my bumhole.
I was surprised Demise didn't get hit, but at the same time,
I'm kind of glad.
I can see why not.
It's still technically a new card.
It is, and it makes decks playable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Konami
if you want diversity,
Konami
then
don't care about sets that they're not selling. At the moment, all Konami want to do is sell fucking Dark Illusion.
Dark Illusions, I mean, there aren't that many grabbing cards. I mean, you've got a few decent secrets and some other stuff. I mean, Dark Magician isn't the most popular deck. Everyone wants it for the metal.
Thing. If they released all the stuff for it sooner, it would be a popular deck. Like,
I'll tell you what, if the metal foes were hollows, it would have been a lot more popular.
still missing some pretty good power cards from Dark Magician.
Yeah, they get it in the legendary decks. Something they're
which
very
is like-
Ties of the
important.
Brethren, the Exodius stuff.
Eternal Soul is the one I'm referring
Eternal
to.
Soul's good.
That's the one they need.
Like, in the theme of which Konami is going for, like, this is even being personified in the Megatins, like, it's Yugi versus Kaiba. It would have been nice to have seen Blue Eyes versus Dark Magician happen a bit closer together than, 3 sets, well, essentially 4 sets apart because of all the mini sets we've had in between.
Yeah.
Also, we are getting a lot of mini sets though. We're getting things like Destiny Soldiers, we've had Wing Raiders and all that. At least we are getting a plethora of cards. It's not just a new set every 3 months.
Yeah.
Well, it seems Demise
We got
didn't get
ABCs in October. That's going to be another thing.
It seems Demise didn't really get hit. It would have been nice to have seen something along the lines of Harpy's Feather Duster or Heavy storm to 1. To at least give
I
us
think it'll be easily gone to 1.
decent-
Nah, I'd rather Feather Duster.
Like, to me, it really doesn't matter which one. Like, I couldn't give 2 shits about which one they decided to bring back.
Heavy Storm can be abused in certain things. Like artifacts, not artifacts, but things like metal foes. You pop your own shit, and then you pop your combination, your fusion, and then you can plus off of it.
Like, again, it really doesn't bother me. Like, you can argue that Duster, like...
Shit, Josh is right, it's searchable. Harpy's Feather Duster is searchable.
Yeah, but it's like the OCG have it. Like
Yeah, that's
Harpy Demise topped once, I think,
Mm.
back in like March or something stupid like that.
What, at our locals?
No, in the OCG.
Tell Connor he'll be pissed that someone thought of it before him.
Yeah, this was like back in March, April. This was like way earlier in the format. Like someone played Harpy Demise, they had a searchable Harpy Feather Duster, and they topped once, and it's never been relevant ever again.
Mm. But you are right in the sense. I would have liked a power.
I would
No,
have,
we've
yeah,
had.
I would have liked the power card to come back to help combat the Demise problem.
I would have liked to have seen something like Pulse or Torrential come to.
What, Torrential Tribute?
Or maybe not so much Torrential, but when was the last time you saw someone play Compulse?
It's too slow of a card, and Kieran is inherently better.
Exactly, so why is it still at 1?
I don't know. Probably because if they put it to 3, like the OCG have 3, and occasionally you see a person built with like 2 or 3 copies in their build.
Dark Oak could probably go to 3 as well.
I wouldn't like Dark Hole to go to 3 unless we get Geki banned.
Yeah. No, I'm happy with 1 Geki, 2 Dark Hole.
Well, they essentially...
Trap Dust Shoot could come.
No, let's not go into that discussion.
I'm joking.
Trap Dust Shoot is not a healthy card at all.
I know, I'm joking.
And especially,
Anyway.
like, again, going back to Spirals, they may get a Trap Dust Shoot type card. We don't know.
Mm.
Or does the Forceful Checkpoint technically take that spot?
I'd still play Mind Crusher over both of them. Or not over Dash. Yeah, Mind Crusher 1.
Any stuff that you wish had come back off the Forbidden Unlimited list?
I kind of want to see Dragon Ravine off there.
Dragon Reigns at what, like 2?
Yeah.
I suppose.
I'm having a look now.
Yeah, same.
To be fair, I think I can't see much that could come. Sangan could come back. That'd be one I'd like to see come back.
Well, with Zarata.
No, as it is.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's like the fact that they balanced it when Xyz were announced as like a thing, that it didn't work if you detached it. It kind of makes it a bit better, but I suppose it has an inherent advantage in synchro decks. However, you do have to basically normal summon it, which kind of sucks.
Exactly. Exciton, I'd like.
Yeah, I think everyone wants Exciton back. Exciton would be a lovely card to have back.
I'm looking through the. I see Kaiser Colosseum there, and I still can't believe it.
Yeah, it's a weird one to see there. You've
like
got
it's just-
Harpy's Feather Duster, Heavy Storm, and you just got like Kaiser Colosseum just sat there chilling, doing fuck all. Like, why? Why is this card even there?
I'd like to see Dandelion come back at some point.
Yeah, but any banned things that you
Dan-
think you could have would have liked to have seen for a format?
The Insectors, like Hornet, definitely doesn't belong there.
Banned stuff that you can't play at the moment.
Mm.
Do you think the Dragon
in
Rulers could have gone
theory-
to one each?
If you bring
Not
the-
yet.
Yeah,
Not
no,
while Blue Eyes is a thing.
Yeah, not yet. When Blue Eyes disappears off the map, maybe. In my opinion, they could have tested Destiny Hero Disc Commander maybe with an errata to say, you know, once per turn. As like a kind of a test, because we've got the Destiny Hero support coming out. Maybe that card could have seen a little bit of play.
Here's a card that could come back. Royal Tribute. Forgot that was there.
Yeah, like Royal Tribute still exists.
Yeah. Bottomless Compulse.
Yeah, let's
And
not
then
have
if you-
Royal Tribute in the game. Fuck that card.
Yeah, T King, seeing that sweet. Charger Library to 3 I'd like.
Probably not gonna happen.
It could, easily.
Future Fusion to 1.
Get out, just get out.
Right, you're getting banned. You're getting banned. Where's my Discord?
Get out. Get out. And never
Oh, you
return.
disgust me. Yeah. Construct to 1, but we all know the reason Construct won't come back to 1 is because it doesn't sell the next set. That's the only reason it won't come back.
Well, they could
Honest to 3?
Do you want to get banned as well, mate?
Nah, I'm good, thanks.
Do you think Solemn Judgment could go to 1?
What I can see is Strike going to 1 and Judgment coming to 1. So you got your 1 Warning, your 1 Strike, your 1 Judgment.
I don't know. I think, like say for example, 2 Strike, 1 Warning, and 1 Judgment could exist in a format with Heavy Storm or Harpy's Feather Duster. Because
It becomes more skillful then, like Goat.
well, it doesn't exactly become like Goat. It becomes, especially. With
closer to.
The thing is, as well, is with a card like Pot of Desires existing in the format, and everyone think it's like the bee's knees and whatnot. Your chances of banishing it, they're slightly low. However, when you start piling up the fact that all of these cards, they almost do the same thing, you're essentially then running 4 Solemn cards in total.
Judgment's just infinitely better though.
I know it's infinitely the best card, but then your chance of banishing it face down, and you can never interact with that card for the rest of the game. It presents a balancing point. However, I do think Pot of Desires is a bannable card.
Do you think Strike should have been hit?
Potentially to 2. However, I don't think at the moment is the right time.
Because you got the tins again.
Again, not because of the tins, but because it's not doing anything. But
Fair.
as I said,
I can see it going to 1 eventually.
Now with the basically the Dracopal deck, I'm talking about the more rank 4 orient of it rather than the Odd Eyes Kirin version. Now with that deck having, like, you could potentially put like 2 T-Kings in that, and I don't know, you could sit on some back row along to go with that using Ariadne. Potentially that could be a contender in the next format, and I'm going to test it out over the coming weeks if I
Not to mention
to play.
Metal Foe Ariadne.
I may consider actually using a Metal Foe engine in this build to add another card that will pop. What's her name? Ariadne.
The Metal Foe effects can pop Ariadne anyway.
Yeah, I know, but I might test a small Metal Foe engine specifically to pop Ariadne.
Great thing about the Metal Foe is their scales are 1 and 8.
What skill is the level 4 one? Just so I know.
I'm not 100. I know there's 4 of them. 2 are 1 and 2 are 8. I'll
It's
double
level
check
4.
for you now.
Josh seems to think it's
8.
8. So we'll go with that. 8's a good number. Means you
Double
can special
checking
any-
now.
It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 8. Like both of them are good numbers for the deck.
The level 4 is an.
Oh no, apparently it is 1.
It's 1. It's 1.
Yeah.
Oh, it is 1. Wrong. 1. Josh, you were wrong. You're getting banned.
And then the tribute one, the 24k attack one, is 8.
Okay, so what do you think about Monster Reborn potentially have come out
No.
in this list?
No.
No?
No, not yet.
Because Monster Reborn is a card that generally comes off and on and off and on, and we've seen it on the ban list now for 2 years. Do you not think it's time to come back now?
I think it's got to the point where we've got so many archetype-specific Monster Reborns that there's just no point.
Yeah, but what harm can a single Monster Reborn do?
A lot, depending on what you're facing. I'll give you a theoretical situation. You're in the Blue Eyes.
You've cut out there, dude. Can you...
Right. Theoretical situation. You're in the Blue Eyes mirror. You've got a Blue Eyes on board. You Monster Reborn, their alternative, pop one of their monsters, and then go into a rank 8 XE. That's just a huge plus. It's so good in the sense that it's so generic, and you can touch your opponent's grave. And if you're in a mirror match, that can be especially potent.
See, Fire seems to think without an errata it won't come back. However, I disagree. It's a card that has come on and off the ban list non-stop. Since a ban list has ever existed, in this game. So I honestly think it can come back. Maybe not right now. However,
Premature will come back first.
I don't know. I quite like. I get the Premature Burial is supposed to be like a more balanced version of it, and then it's got banned anyway. But like Monster Reborn, I don't see any harm in doing it. I could argue that it's a more skillful card. Like I could either blow it early and get like a really good board, or I can save it for later and steal one of your monsters for a different kind of power play, like in the scenario you just mentioned there.
There's no harm in Konami doing what they did with Snatch Steal.
And bring it back for a test format.
Yeah, but then again, we've all lived through that Snatch Steal format. I still have nightmares.
Lol. I have a fond memory of Snatch Steal. Your friend Felix, this was at the regional last year, and what was it? He set his Snatch Steal, and he set a bunch of other cards. I think he was playing Denko, Artifact, Shadows, or some variant of anyway. And I was playing Artifact, what's it called, Yusenju, and he set his Snatch Steal as like a bait card, because obviously in Artifacts you need a couple of bait cards as well, especially if you don't have any actual cards. You kind of bait that you've maybe got some Artifacts in your back row. Anyway, so I top deck a Denko in, because I decided to side a couple of Denkos in Yusenju to kind of play around with, like mirror forces and stuff. So his Snatch Steal that was face down, he just looked at it. I could see him almost crying in the corner of his eye, because his Snatch Steal was never going to be usable for the rest of the game. So it was normal summon Denko, beat face for 1700, he top decks a card and it's completely fucking useless to him, because he can't even set the thing. And then I top deck a Yusenju, at which point I could summon about 4 of them and smash him for game. It was just incredibly funny. It serves him right for setting the Snatch Steal. If he'd have kept it in his hand, he could have stolen the Denko and actually used his back.
I never set Snatch. Why he set it, especially when
Again,
that was when Denko had just come out.
It was mainly due to the fact that he had a slightly unfavorable hand, so he set it as a bait card. However, it was the one wrong card he should not have set.
I mean, this was when Denko first came out. Denko was massive hype then, surely you would have thought.
No, this was Necros format, dude.
Oh, good times.
Denko was not a fresh card.
I miss Necros.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm pretty sure this was when Yusenju still had 3 Vanities Emptiness.
Oh, don't talk about 3 Vanities Emptiness.
Oh, the fond memories.
I just remember Cleefort, 3 Skill Drain, 3 Vanities, 3 Scout, 3 Sacrifice.
Excuse me whilst I puke into my coffee cup. Blech.
That was the deck at the time.
But yeah, it's a half decent list. It's not exactly great. It's not bad either.
There's nothing wrong with it. Just expecting a bit more.
A bit more and a bit harsher, I think.
Something along the lines of the list we had last time when Cleese and Shadols were absolutely massacred.
Funny thing is about half an hour ago I said we were gonna end the stream, and half an hour later we're still fucking chatting. Great.
Oh god.
GG. Oh, it's fine. I'm not planning to do anything at some point soon, so I'm quite happy to sit here and chat.
Are we still streaming?
Yeah, we're still streaming.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to call it soon.
Yeah, same.
No, that's fair. That's fair enough. If you guys want to end it now, then that's fine. I can just sign off and we can be good to go then. Is there anything else anyone wants to add?
Yangzing's OP.
I disagree. Like, the Metal Flow Yangzing isn't as popular as you think it is.
With a new synchro, it's pretty silly.
But with a new synchro, you play Speed Droids. It's even better.
Is it? I haven't seen it.
I'll show it to you when I get back.
Cool.
Alright. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, if nobody has anything else to add, then cool, great. I'm gonna go to bed because it's now fucking 12:30 in the morning. This is Small Fry signing off from Delinquent Trio's stream. Thank you much for watching this video. Bye bye.